It's November 4th in Cleveland, Ohio. It's about 75 degrees today. And I'm going to harvest some canna lily bulbs and show you how I do this. These are the canna lily plants. Right now they're about 7 feet tall. And what I do is I come down at the stalk, cut them off, and then I dug this one away by hand. You can see all the bulbs in there. And this started off, I think I threw 3 or 4 bulbs in the ground in this spot. And I have to pull them up every winter because in my part of the country, if the ground freezes, they don't make it through. And the ground in Cleveland definitely freezes. Okay, so I dug all of the loose soil away by hand. I'm just going to take a shovel, gently get underneath the bulbs. And I like to try to pry them up in one big bunch. Okay, check this out. I don't know if you can see this, but each one of these eyes will grow a new plant. There's probably about 15 or 20 bulbs that will grow new plants right here. I started out with about 3 or 4. So they multiply like crazy in the ground. And I'm going to put them in a box, cover them with dirt or sawdust, wood chips, and keep them in the basement over the winter. Plant them again in the spring. Good job.
Did it stop? Did I even record?
Okay, so I've got a problem. I think I buried my pruning shears somewhere in the dirt as I was filling in the holes. And I'm more than a little bit annoyed about this. I can't find them anywhere. I'm sure that they're buried in this mulch and dirt somewhere. And I have one more plant to take down. So, see, I can't find my pruning shears. I'm going to bring out the machete. Or we're going to chop it down with the machete. That was a lot easier than the pruning shears, although I do like my garden equipment. And I gotta find those damn things. I never did find my pruning shears, which is really annoying. But anyway, this big box is from 4 clusters of canna lily plants, and this is how I store them over the winter. These are all full of bulbs or rhizomes that I pulled out of potters earlier. I cut them down so there's no stalks on here, and it doesn't even fit in the container here. I'm gonna have to break that one up. I mean, look at the size of these things. My goodness. And everywhere you see an eye like that, and right there in the middle, every one of those will sprout a new plant. I started with a small bag full. Maybe I had 12 or 15 rhizomes that I started with. And now I have enough to sell them and make a little bit of money. Along with how beautiful they look in the yard, I sell them on my eBay and Etsy stores. And I'll leave a link in the description to those stores if you're interested in purchasing some. You don't have to buy many. In a couple of years, you'll have enough to sell too if that's what you want to do. Or if you just like them for how beautiful they are, that's a good thing too. So I just layer them in the dirt. I try to put them in so they're not touching each other. And once I get a layer, I cover them with some dried dirt, wood chips, sawdust, whatever I have available. I keep these inside in my basement over the winter. So I try to use a medium that's not too heavy. And that's it. When that layer is full, I just keep going until either the container's full or it's too heavy to lift. And that's how I store them over the winter. Plant them again in May. I think if you started with this, split them up, you could spread them across your front yard, plant them in a cluster. You'll have 10 or 15 times that by the end of the summer. You might not know what to do with them, but they are beautiful. I forgot to mention something. I understand that these cannas have been grown in Central and South America for a really long time, 4,000 years, as a food source. They are supposed to be edible, supposed to be a very good starch, like a potato, although I've never tried it. But maybe in an emergency, if times got lean, yeah, I'd give it a try. Especially knowing that that's what they're grown for in a big part of the world.